Hi Peter, so I'm Nicholas and I'm going to be your counsellor today.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Nicholas.
It's nice to meet you too. So how did you get here today? How'd you go getting here?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. Managed to find a park right outside. And it was pretty cheap too, that was a surprise.
Yeah, no, that's good, that's great. So have you ever been to counselling before? Or
no, I haven't.
never been to a psychologist or anything?
No.
No, perfect, all good. So there's just a few things I have to explain regarding confidentiality. So everything, mostly everything we'll be saying here will be private. There's only a very few specific situations in which I'd have to disclose information to anyone else. So one of those would be a legal avenue. So if there was a case or the court compelled me to disclose information, I would have to. Obviously, very unlikely. The second would be if you intended to harm others or yourself. I have a legal responsibility to act in that situation. And the third would be supervision. So supervision is a requirement for all counsellors in Australia, and it entails that we speak to a colleague or another person in our practice, a professional in our practice, about any of our cases that we could be having trouble with or we need advice for. But obviously, if I speak about your case in supervision, it will be completely nondescript, nothing, no intimate details or anything like that. Just a talk with a colleague to get a small piece of advice so that they can help me, help you. Do you understand everything?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Makes sense.
Awesome. Secondly, the confidentiality form. Any questions about that? Informed consent? Or?
No, I think that was pretty straightforward as well.
Pretty straightforward as well.
Understood that.
Perfect, no problem. So what is the issue today? What did you want to speak to me about?
I guess just wanted to speak about general life stuff. There's been a lot going on, a lot on my plate. So I just moved out of home probably about 6 months ago.
Congratulations.
I want to say. Thank you. With my partner. And in that time, we've adopted a cat together. And I think it's just a lot going on. I think one of my main problems right now is the cat. His name's Lochi. He's 6 months old. And he's this little ginger tabby. Yeah. The cutest, energetic thing you've seen. Yeah. And the problem is he's just getting to that age where he's starting to display a lot of bad behaviours. And it's really difficult to deal with, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's to be expected. I've got him booked in for a neutering in a couple of weeks, but it's just still, basically cat going through cat puberty. It's just been quite difficult to deal with. He's been yowling a lot, been trying to get out. He's been biting and scratching a lot more than he has been.
Yeah, so you moved out?
Yeah.
First time moving out, I assume? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a stressful situation. Yeah. And then I noticed when you even brought up the fact you got a kitten, you got a bit worked up a little bit. I saw you tensed a little bit. You got a little bit.
I think the thing is a new responsibility.
Yeah.
I love him. He's just quite difficult.
Yeah, and these
issues.
Quite difficult lately. These issues.
And it's my first cat, so I'm just very.
Yeah, and these bad behaviour issues could be. But I obviously see it's not a big, it's not a small issue. It's affecting you emotionally. Yeah.
And it's just been distracting me from my studies right now. And because of COVID, everything's online. I've just been at home with the cat, and it's I'm trying to study, I'm trying to attend my lectures, tutorials, but then he'd be in another room biting something, knocking things over, or spraying on the walls. Honestly. Oh, and I'm trying to do my assignments. He'd try and sit on the keyboard or bite my hands, or it's just been.
So it's really affecting your life in a lot of ways. You said it's interrupting your study. And you have to go look after him or clean something up. Yeah, and I sense you're really anxious about that. Tell me, if you don't mind me asking, tell me about your studies.
Yeah, no, at the moment I'm studying law. Second year student with that, so lot of reading, a lot of content to get through and sift through. And a lot of stuff to understand. It's just.
Yeah, so you're studying second year law. It's very, very difficult. Yeah. And this situation with with Lychee, you say his name was?
Yeah, Lychee.
Lychee's really interrupting that. You're interrupting your study. Yeah, and I can sense that's really taking taking a toll on you.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
It has been.
So,
And, oh yeah, sorry, like I said, I've got his neutering booked in a couple of weeks, but that's not until after exams are done, so I've just got to deal with all the hard, like, studying and study block, just trying to put up with this behaviour.
Yeah, so it's, definitely frustrating you. I feel like in a sense it's very, very frustrating. You've got all these responsibilities with law for study and finding it hard to get those done.
No, it has been.
What does your partner think about the bad behaviour or feel about bad behaviour? Sorry.
I guess I haven't really had too much time to discuss it with him, but I might bring up like an offhand comment and he'd be like, oh, but look at him now, he's so well behaved. Because by the time, my partner works long hours, so by the time he finishes work, it is quite late. The cat's tuck it out, exerted all his energy for the day. Like he's eaten, he's ready for bed, basically. So by the time he gets home, he sees kind of the best side of him. Like, he sees like the sleeping and, or just the better behaviour.
Yeah, so he comes home and the cat's exhausts all his energy and he's nice and happy.
Yeah. And it's like I'll make an offhand comment and it's like, but look at him, he can't be that bad if he's nice and docile now. It's just a bit frustrating.
I sense the fact that he changes for you and for your partner really, really kind of makes you angry or a little bit resentful. Maybe that Lychee's acting up for you and you only.
Yeah. And I don't think that's my partner's fault because, like I said, he's gone a lot during the day. So I'll feed him. I'll feed the cat. I'll clean up after the cat, and he's just like, in that time, he will exert a lot of energy. So it's not my partner's fault. He's tired, but it's just frustrating. Like when he gets home and he sees, like the cat's just well behaved for him.
And when he sees this good behaviour, but then you tell him about the bad behaviour, he kind of invalidates your experience. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. So, has your partner always worked these long hours, or how long has he been?
I want to say because of COVID, he's like taken this trimester off, so he's been working a lot more and using this time to work a lot more, especially since we moved out, get some more money in. But it's just been, so it's only a recent thing. And like once this trimester's over, his work should calm down a lot as well. So it's just getting through the next couple of weeks. But because of these hours, we don't have that much face-to-face time. Like we just chips in the night, essentially.
I sense you feel like you've lost something there a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of does feel like we've lost a lot of that connection just because we don't see each other too often. And it's not his fault, it's not my fault, it's just life's been life.
Yeah, and do you feel like you've tried to bring that connection back?
I'll be honest, I haven't really had that yet. I haven't really had the opportunity to. And neither of us have really had that opportunity to.
Tell me about your feelings when you think about this connection that you feel like you've kind of lost a little bit.
Yeah, I do kind of feel a little bit alone. And I just feel upset because it's not his fault, it's not my fault, it's just our lives are kind of conflicting at the moment. It's like once I get through exams, a lot of it would be resolved. It's just surviving and toughing out these couple of weeks that have.
You feel like it'll get better after exams?
I hope so. Should do.
Hope so?
Yeah, because like once my exams are done, I'll have a lot more free time. And then he'll try and work less as well, so.
I feel like you've, because of this problem with the cat, it's been a little bit of a trigger.
Yeah, you could say that.
So there's not issue with your partner, but the situation, circumstance with your partner, and I feel like you're a little bit stuck. And do you think you'll be able to survive for the next few weeks?
Yeah, I just don't feel like I feel like it's just difficult, like I don't have that much of a support network at home because it's just me and the cat. it is just quite stressful, I think. And it's, I don't want to say it's making me feel resentful, because like I said, it's not anyone's fault, it's just life throwing just life at us. And it's just, but,
Yeah, no, so.
I guess we feel alone and.
Yeah, and you know, it makes sense when you said that. It's a little bit sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you could say that.
Yeah, no, I can sense you've got it's like a big burden almost.
Yeah. Completely. It's just.
Feel like you've lost this part of your relationship, and I can see your relationship's very important to you.
Oh, it is. It is completely. Like, we've been together for like 3 years now, so like we met at uni, so met in between, like doing the social stuff beforehand, and
no, so I feel like you've
in between high school and uni, sorry, So it's just been together for a while. Made this big step a couple months ago, and it just feels like a big stressor with been breaking it. It's like
you feel like something's happened.
Yeah, something's happened.
It's like there's a crack in the wall somewhere.
Yes.
You just don't know
how to fix it.
And that makes you anxious? I feel like it makes you quite
completely.
Yeah. So just keeping aware of the time. Probably start to wrap up soon. But thank you so much for speaking to me today. It's we just started with the problems with lychee. But I feel like you've possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, discovered that maybe the problem with lychee was just a little bit of a trigger for this discovering of this crack in.
Yeah, no, it has been helpful.
Yeah.
Just verbalizing it. So, makes it easy to come to terms with, I think.
Yeah, so you've moved out and you've come into a new space with your partner, and something's changed.
Yeah.
And the cat, being alone with the cat and dealing with the cat by yourself has made you realise that something's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So different now.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I think it'd be helpful for you. Do you feel the same would be helpful for you to come back for another session?
Yeah,
possibly soon.
Yeah.
Because personally, I think it's an urgent issue. You're studying a very difficult degree. So if you'll come back soon, and I like to take a very collaborative approach. So I think we should focus on. Well, actually, what do you think we should focus on next session? What do you think is the most important thing we've spoken about today?
I guess what I found helpful was just uncovering that little. Like I do feel alone and just feel stressful. Maybe discussing that more in depth.
Yeah,
I think might be helpful.
I completely agree. I think with the cat getting muted soon, hopefully some of those behaviours start to go away.
What's end of try happens, hopefully.
Yeah, but I feel like possibly what's the next thing that could be a trigger for this little relationship crack. Using crack wall metaphor for it. The cat's the crack in the wall right now, and patch that one up. But where's the next crack gonna show up? Yeah, no, but thank you so much for speaking to me. It was, obviously, I can tell you're very emotional about relationship and the cat. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing those things with me. I'll see you next time. I'll book in a few days with a receptionist. And we'll see if we can, delve a bit deeper into that issue with your partner. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding.
My pleasure. Have a good day.
Hey, you too.